Welcome to the second session of Traveling Tower, Which Way Walls. You guys have a good couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm blown away by the reception of the first episode.
No, it's crazy.
You can't just say that it's been a couple weeks. You're dating us.
I'm only dating one of you.
Yeah, now they know that we recorded these a couple weeks away from each other.
Yeah, and this one is being recorded after the release of the first episode, which had like such an amazing reception.
Yeah, can you believe 1 million followers already?
Right?
I can't believe we made it to the front page of Reddit.
I swear to God.
And trending on Twitter, top spot.
God.
I got Cheeto dust on my fingies. My 5G tickle fingies? Is that what it is, Travis?
There's the intro.
Let's cut
There's
that.
the intro, let's go.
As always, I'm your host, Matty Matt, and joined with me today is Travis.
Hello.
And Dan.
Oh, hey.
And Michael.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
It's great to have you guys here. I love all of you so much. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Do you guys remember where you were last time?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
We were seeing a mayor.
Do you guys remember why you're going to see the mayor?
We wanted to get the information about the rumored treasure and ruins in the area, right?
Yes, it's very important.
I'm just making sure you guys remember the sitch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you guys walk on over to that fancy manor that Scotty told you was Town Hall. And yeah, you walk on up to the door.
I knock on it with my staff.
You knock on the door. Come on in.
Oh, okay. And I go and I open the door and I walk on in.
Excuse me.
Me?
Yes, excuse me. Coming on through.
Okay, we're all going in. I'm going in.
What?
I pat Styrmir on the back like come on, old man, let's go. Like I'm ushering.
Why are you treating? Wait, what do you mean? I am not old. I'm quite young.
You guys walk on in, and there is a human man sitting at a large desk. What seems to maybe at one point have been like a foyer for this manor has been turned into kind of like a public office.
Reception area.
Something like that.
Could you describe this human man?
You see this shaggy-haired human man. He seems a little, I don't want to say nervous. Well, no, I will say nervous. You three walk in. You're people that, aren't from around here. I'd say a little obviously so. And so as you three enter, I think you kind of startle him a little bit. And so he looks a little nervous, but eager to help. He's dressed fairly comfortably, despite seeming like he's just kind of a receptionist here. It seems like maybe he's like maybe slight more nobility than the people that you had previously talked to in the tavern.
Hello, you're quite beautiful. You should work on your posture.
Sorry. And he kind of sits up straighter in his chair.
Yes, that's better.
Is there, something I can help you with? I'm sorry you don't look like you're from around here.
Well, we came to talk to the mayor, actually?
Yes, we're in search of a treasure.
Oh, see, and you needed to talk to the mayor for that.
Ideally.
As it's a matter of utmost importance.
Okay, I suppose I could do that. He's like, wait here. And he gets up from his chair and he walks around the desk. Next to you, there's a door that he passes through, that he walks through.
Whoa, he passes right through.
He phases through it.
Yeah, phases straight through the door.
Just phase through that door.
So he opens up the door, walks on through, and for a moment that you glimpse inside, it looks like, past here is more of like a residential abode. As you see, there's some shoes in there and like a coat hanging.
Oh, my good fellows, I believe that's where we're to be going.
What?
That direction is our destination, I do believe.
Through that door?
Through that door.
I think this is his house.
Why would he go into his house when he's trying to get the mayor for us?
Was he not the mayor?
Wait, was that the mayor?
Well, he said that he said I can help with that, and I assumed that meant that I thought that maybe he was going to change his coat or something.
I thought perhaps he meant I can help with that in the way that he was going to get the mayor for us.
That makes sense too.
Corvus, what do you think of this situation?
Oh my god, my dog is growling like a fucking madman.
You have a dog?
You have a dog?
You have a dog?
Corvus?
Can I see it? Is it like that boomerang you had?
Oh, tell me it's properly trained.
Sorry, 1 second, I gotta get him to calm down 1 sec.
Alright, well, we wait for the mayor.
I had an additional question for Corvus. Could I partake in a chip?
Yeah, it's a Cheeto.
Oh, thank you for the Cheeto chip.
Terribly sorry about that. Someone's making some crazy noises outside, and dog did not like that.
We can continue. Oh, there's a Cheeto, right? I'm putting it in my mouth. I was not prepared for this.
No, Styrmir. Best be sharing those Cheetos.
All right, so back to the original question, Corvus. Corvus, what do you make of this situation?
Well, I ain't never seen no mayor that looks like that or have those sorts of mannerisms.
You might be right. Is this a boomerang necessary situation, Corvus?
I look blankly at Styrmir, look at my coat where I have the gun holstered in, and look back. No, I don't think this is worth harming anyone over. To be honest.
Whoever said harm? Boomerangs are fun.
I told you this is a deadly weapon from the east.
What a powerful boomerang.
Yes.
The door opens up, and a red-haired woman dressed in very big, thick coat, and like a strap of tools, big sash belt and whatnot.
This looks exactly like the sort of person that would know where to find a great pirate's long-lost treasure piece.
Yeah, she looks a little, I don't want to say extravagant, but certainly a couple steps up from this town.
Does she have the sword?
She does have a sword, yeah.
Is it drawn?
No. No.
Just thought I'd ask.
The mayor is about to cut us down in her own office.
Now what are y'all folk doing here, huh?
Hello.
Hello?
Treasure.
That didn't answer my question.
Treasure.
Treasure.
I point to Styrmir.
She walks around the desk, and she doesn't sit down at the chair. She kind of pushes the chair out of the way. She kind of stands at the desk on the other side of it, and kind of puts a hand down. You three, you think there's treasure around here, do you?
Well, I like to investigate ruins, and there's a lot around. And I heard from my friends here that there might be some nearby.
Hello, I am Styrmir Hard. I've been in a long search for Captain Kazier's treasure. I'm a devout follower, I suppose you could say.
You follow treasure like a religion?
Well, not...
Is that what I'm hearing?
I wouldn't say it's like a religion, more that I feel as though the Horde could be improved.
I see. Well, I don't really see. In fact, what I don't see most about... Why are you folk bringing this to my attention?
Well, we heard over at the tavern that you might have had some information about such a thing.
And I have reason to believe that a piece of this broken up treasure is here on this land.
You heard that over at the tavern? What is Lorien telling people these days?
No, I've heard it elsewhere.
Elsewhere. Well, I hate to disappoint y'all, but you came a long, long ways for nothing. There ain't nothing here but our peaceful little town.
But even the quietest of towns have the deepest of secrets.
I think you've been reading too many stories.
Or perhaps you're unprivy to the quiet knowledge of this town.
I assure you that I am privy to any and all quiet or loud spoken or unspoken knowledge in this town.
Can I roll insight?
I was about to ask that.
Yeah. Can you roll insight?
For what were you trying to insight specifically?
Specifically for some of her earlier, one of her earlier comments, I didn't want to interrupt at the time, but specifically like the section of her saying that we came out here for nothing.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Roll.
For me specifically, I think she knows more than she's letting on.
I mean, yeah.
I want to roll an insight just in case.
For me,
Oh, you're joining too?
yeah, I think something about her stance in this town feels fishy. So just the way she's talking about the town and her relationship to it is kind of what I'm curious about.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 16.
11.
Well, I got right between both of them. I rolled a 13.
So Styrmir, you get the impression there's probably stuff that she's not telling you because you are outsiders to this town. It feels like she's gone through these kind of words before, as if potentially you're not the first group that's maybe come through here.
I'm sorry, what was your name again? I don't believe I caught it.
My name is Mayor Margaret Thorne.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Mayor Margaret Thorne, it's quite an honor, you having us here. I'm sorry if we've been any sort of disturbance. You see, I am
Not yet.
I am simply but a scholar searching for the knowledge in this world.
I see. Well, you're welcome to stay in our town as long as you like, provided that you don't cause any problems. Lord knows, we could use a tourist or two. But I'd be careful if I were you looking around for ruins or any whispers of treasure. You might just find yourself in some danger in these woods. There's some non too friendly creatures roaming around.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I don't know if maybe you want to send someone over to the inn. There's a guy sitting in the corner with a knife that keeps talking about treasure too.
Yeah, very, very threatening presence from that man.
I believe Tyban was his name.
I already had a conversation with Mr. Tyban. If he wants to go out into the woods by himself and get eaten or killed by some creature out there, then that's his business. He's not part of our town. And no offense to y'all, you seem like perfectly scholarly folk, and I'm sure that brings with you a certain amount of wisdom and intelligence. So I hope I'm not insulting you when I say, you're welcome to make any such foolish mistakes as you like. If you want to head out there into the dangerous, deeper parts of the woods around here, by all means, that's your own option to make. My duties are to this town and its people, so it's none of my concern if Mr. Tyban winds up leaving our town forever.
Well, in a gesture of good faith and maybe to show you that we are here by no devilish means, if there's anything you need from us while we're in town, I can't speak for the other two, but I would gladly offer my services.
That sounds fine to me. I mean, he already fixed a fence in your town.
Oh, yes. I saw a fence out of place. And perhaps, Mayor, would the young lad you had at the desk before be returning in a moment?
Young lad? You mean my husband, Redner?
Yes.
I knew it! He lives here!
Oh. Good.
She, rolls her eyes.
Oh, great catch.
Yes, he and I both live here, and yet he takes care of some of my daily affairs for me. Why do you ask? I suppose, yes, he will be returning to this post for a little bit. Day's almost up for him. We'll be retiring for the night soon, but I suppose he'll be back. Why are you asking?
He seems like a fun person to talk to.
Yes, he's a right treat. All right, well, she kind of gives you guys another, once over.
When she looks my way, I smile.
Well, I'm not asking for any of you to do any work while you're here. You're guests in my town. By all means, if you're looking to stay long term, then your personal funds are your own to deal with, and I'm sure you could ask around for a job if you like, but...
Oh, no, please, when I came in, I saw the town. There's a lot to improve. I'd be glad to help.
There's a lot to improve?
Yes.
That's his thing. He just looks around and tries to make things better.
I see. A real opportunist you seem to be.
Yes. Speaking of which, what sort of bureaucracy do you have going on around here? Do you feel as if it's efficient enough?
Yes, I do feel as though it's efficient enough. Thank you for your concern.
I suppose that remains to be seen. Thank you for your time.
She gives a real dagger eyes over at Styrmir.
Styrmir stares blankly forward.
All right, well, thank you for your time. It's getting rather late, so we'll head on now.
All right, you do enjoy yourself in town. Enjoy your stay in Mayston.
And Sano turns around. He's gonna walk out the door.
Styrmir's gonna stand here for a moment.
If she's turning and walking away, I'm just kind of eyeing her up and down. I still feel like something's weird, but I'm gonna,
Styrmir had asked her, if her husband was coming back in here, and he's going to wait.
She walks back over to the door past you, and she turns to you, and she gives you a smile. A real, not necessarily a pleasant smile, but she gives you a smile of hospitality, and she leaves you.
So kind.
It's not too long after that Redner walks back out, and he's like, "Oh, you're still here.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Can I help you with something?"
You seem quite nervous.
Nervous? My apologies. I didn't mean to offend you in any way.
Oh, no, quite the opposite.
The opposite?
Yes, no, it shows that you have weakness.
Oh, yeah, I get that a lot.
Just as I.
You don't seem nervous.
No, but I am filled with many flaws.
Strong adventurer like you, out and traveling around. You've got all those rings there. Seem like you're doing pretty well for yourself. Can't be that flawed, huh?
Yes, I suppose I do have many strengths, but those with even the most power have some of the biggest flaws. Yes, but I am a seasoned adventurer here looking for, I suppose, yes, adventure and marry. Do things seem to be going well here in town?
Oh, yes, very well.
Has anything seemed off to you?
Off? No, I can't say so. No, everything's been, pretty nice and calm and peaceful around here.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure there isn't anything that perhaps I could lend my assistance towards?
Your assistance? Well, I don't know. I mean, something for an adventure to do? I don't know. I can't really think of necessarily that needs doing. We don't really get a whole lot of fights or dangerous things coming into town, so I can't really say that we need protection of any kind or no more than the mayor already provides.
Is there anything the mayor has failed to provide?
What do you mean?
Well,
no. She is, no. Mayor Margaret is a very capable, strong, and providing woman.
Oh, yes. I believe that very much, but...
We're actually married,
yes,
as a matter of fact.
So I've heard, and I'm very happy for you two.
Thank you.
But the mayor seems to be quite a bit reserved.
Oh, well, she feels a little weary about new faces in town.
Yes.
But, she's very, very kind once you get to know her.
Yes, well, I worry that perhaps our full assistance is being left unused.
Do you think he's okay in there? Should we just leave?
I mean, maybe he just fell asleep or something.
Fair enough. I'm glad we got the mayor's seal of approval.
Well, I figured they probably wouldn't be turning around tourists or...
Well, no, I mean, she said to go and do foolish things. I'm great at doing that.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm quite ecstatic about that, I gotta say.
Perhaps the mayor has her hands full currently, and she might be a bit too reserved and bold to give away any additional help. Perhaps maybe those who might be concerned about the effort she putting in, she might be overworking herself. Perhaps there's a way we could help.
I mean, that's mighty kind of you, but she's been in town for a few years now, and quality of life has really improved around here.
I see.
You know,
well, logically, this conversation has gone nowhere, so I will be stepping out now. Goodbye.
Okay. Enjoy your stay in Mayston Town.
The hard eggs to crack in there, fellas.
Oh, you were doing something in there?
Yes. It appeared
Why were you
that-
in their fridge?
No, it was simply a metaphor. I thought perhaps the nervous nature of the husband would have been more of an easier case to crack. But perhaps they don't know anything.
All right then. Well,
It was a complete waste of time.
Well, I'm sure we can improve upon that later.
Yes.
Like give like a little knowing look to Styrmir.
it's getting a little bit late. Did you guys want to head back to the inn, get some sleep, and then we'll head out in the morning?
Head out to where is the real question, but yes, I believe that's probably the best call for now.
Well, if there's dangerous things in the woods, then obviously that means there's also interesting things in the woods.
You might
Yes.
be quite right.
And some fresh daylight might help that whole process out. So
Very well. Let's go.
we'll head back to the inn.
All right, yeah, you guys head back to the inn.
I'm only stopping in for a moment. I'm not sleeping there.
Okay. So back on over to the inn.
When we get back in there, is the waitress girl out on the floor?
No, she's not laying out on the floor. No.
No, I just meant
she's actually.
I just meant out and about.
When you get in there, Lorian sees you guys walk in. She hails you in. Oh, welcome back! And yes, you do see that waitress. Well, she was also kind of the cook, but you see her kind of wiping down the table where you guys were previously eating.
Oh, he's gone. God, he's gone.
Scott, yeah, you do not see Scotty here. You do, however, see Tyban back in the corner.
As we're going in, I look at him and I wave.
He, seeing you wave at him, turns so that he's facing the wall.
I walk over about halfway to him. Does he look over?
No.
Just passing along a message. The mayor said she's fine if you die in the woods. So you have the seal of approval.
Oh yeah, well you can tell the mayor.
What?
You can tell the mayor that she can die in the woods or in town.
You want me to go and I can go tell her.
Yeah, sure. You do that. And you know what? You too.
Did he say that looking back at us?
Thanks. I'm glad I have your approval. And I turn and I start walking away.
Yeah, all of you can go die in the woods or whatever.
Corvus, write this all down. We need this in writing.
I'll start writing it in my handbook.
Yeah, I gotta see how many people are okay with you guys dying in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Are the rooms that they got like side rooms, or is there like an upstairs?
There's an upstairs.
I walk back up to my new friends. Good night, both of you.
Are you not staying?
Oh no, I don't need a room here. I carry my home everywhere I go.
Where do you plan to sleep?
I thought about checking out that nice river, and then I'd come meet back up with you guys in the morning.
Well, hold on. You're going out to the... Is that out near the woods?
I don't think so. The river runs next to town, right?
But the town's kind of in the woods.
I simply could not allow you to go off on your own.
I go off on my own all the time. Besides, I'm gonna be in this, and I knock on my shelf.
Does make a good point.
Yes.
Don't worry about me. I'm just going to get a good night's sleep.
However, if I could save a bit of coin, I wouldn't mind sleeping under the stars myself if you wanted the company.
I mean, that's up to you, but didn't you already buy a room?
Oh, not quite yet.
Lorian, listening into your conversation, she turns over to you guys. Well, if you're looking for a comfy place to stay, I assure you, the rooms we have here are mighty comfy.
Feel free to try them out. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Well, if we could all lean in real quick. My concern is that, well, there's all sorts of folks out here looking for treasure, and not to mention people like Tyban, who seems to be very privy on the fact that we're out here looking for treasure of sorts, and I feel as though perhaps now would be a very unsafe time to sleep outside on your own. in a wooded area.
Oh, trust me, I'm not worried about Tyban.
I kind of look over to Corvus.
Sano just has a big smile.
This might be slightly off topic, but where was your companion that you rolled in with?
Ooh, Scotty?
Yes.
I'm unaware where Scotty is. I thought that he would be back here, perhaps staying the night, but I'm unsure where he is now.
Well, he might be upstairs.
Well, I could check upstairs, but if he's not there, perhaps I should go check on him, wherever he may be.
Are you asking about your feathered friend?
Yes.
He is upstairs. He went to his room.
Oh, well, there we have it. Mystery solved, Gain.
I just thought I'd make it easier for y'all.
Yes, thank you, God.
I'm not. I ain't
That
God.
was
Yes.
Lorian.
I know what great spirit channels through you.
Sano leans in again. You know, Styrmir, if you're that worried about, like, Tyban over there, maybe it would be a good idea to stay here to make sure that he doesn't, try and mess with your friend.
Keep an eye on Tyban, you say? Very well. Corvus, will you assist me in keeping an eye on Tyban?
Well, that sounds fine to me.
So you guys gonna get a room together?
Scotty had his own room.
Scotty did have his own room. Yeah.
I go up to the desk.
Excuse me,
Yes. What can I do you for?
is that one in the corner there? Is he staying here tonight?
Tyban? Oh yeah, he's been staying here a few nights now.
Is there an available room next to his?
Now, usually as a service to customers, this seems a little, no offense, a little sketchy that you'd ask to stay in a room across from a stranger you appear to have met today.
I mean no harm. How much does a room cost here? For two people, how much does a room cost?
The going rate in D&D typically is a gold for a night.
Yeah, that's probably what I said.
I set down 20 gold on the counter.
Perhaps there is a room available next to his.
Roll persuasion.
All right, we'll see. 17.
She looks at you a little surprised and kind of like, she can't believe you just dropped 20 gold on the table here. How long you looking to stay?
Well, right now, perhaps just the night.
That's, he looks over at Tyban and looks back down at the gold. She's like, I think I have a room for you.
Good.
She, takes the gold and she walks over to, under her counter where she has like a group of keys and she sifts through and grabs one, brings it on over to you. This is room 3.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Thank you. I truly do hope you enjoy your stay here in Mayston town.
Yeah, I'll accept the key.
While they went up to buy rooms, I wanted to walk over and talk to the cook.
Right, yeah. She's finishing off bussing down that table. As you walk up to her, she kind of looks at you and she smiles, but she gives kind of like a slightly annoyed smile.
Slime, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She...
I don't touch the table. Hi there, I just wanted to come over. I wanted to say thank you again for all of the food, and sorry if there was any bit of a mess around here.
Well, I'll admit the slime's a little hard to get off. Just takes a little bit more elbow grease, but I'm assuming you can't really help that, so that's fine.
Unfortunately, no. I'm sorry. Where I'm from, we tend to do a lot of our eating outside, so it tends to be a little bit less of a more relaxed, I guess, might be the better term when it comes to seating arrangements and things like that.
I imagine it might be a little hard to find a comfortable seat with that big shell on your back.
That is true. Sometimes that does happen, especially when I'm around towns like these. But things have been, the more I spend time out here, the more I get used to things, and I think I'm getting there. Now, I came up here to ask you something, if you don't mind.
Shoot.
Well, I know we were talking a little bit, and you had joined in on our conversations a little bit when we were here eating earlier, and I'm gonna be honest, I love gossip. I love to learn things about the places that I'm at, and the places I go, and I pat the big scroll case that's on my side. I like to make maps and keep notes about all the places I go, and learn things about the world so I can share information with others.
Is that why I saw you copying down the maze from the children's playmat?
I raise a finger and I waggle it with a smile. It's like, yeah, see, you saw that.
I thought it was a little quirky, but, I'm not one to judge.
You never know when the information's going to be necessary. But it's just...
right, the information.
It's always just so much fun. We just happened to be over at the mayor's place, actually. I noticed something a little peculiar while we were there, if you don't mind me asking you about it.
I suppose not.
Well, I've been through some towns before, and some places with royalty and stuff like that. I don't know if it's a human custom or something else that goes on, but I always tend to notice that usually the people in charge usually have the same name as the town.
Yeah, I suppose that is true sometimes.
If you don't mind me asking, how long has Mayor Thorne been the mayor here?
Well, it's true. This town hasn't been around for too many generations, but Mayor Thorne's been here for just a handful of years. She came in and kind of asserted herself pretty well, but things seem fine with her running things. So
can I roll an insight on that?
Sure.
Okay. All right. That was base 18, so 23.
What are you trying to discern here?
Kind of from her tone, from where she said she kind of asserted herself here, and things have been fine since. Like, her tone, if she means that, or if she's saying it with kind of like a little bit of spite or something, or anything like that.
It doesn't sound like she's got any spite, necessarily.
Mm.
Seems like she might just be giving her thoughts.
Okay, alright, I'll take that.
Well... Like you said, the whole name thing. We actually do still have a Mayston in town. It's her husband, Redner.
Oh, well, wait. So how's that work?
How does what work?
Well, what did he used to be the mayor?
Yeah, for a short time, I suppose he was the mayor. Right after his pappy passed away, he was the mayor for a very short time before Margaret showed up.
Well, good for them then. If you're saying that she just showed up and everything, and if they're married, then they must have hit it off great.
Yeah, I think, that boy doesn't seem like he was really, cut out for mayoring, I'd say. Kind of Weasley little guy, that one. No offense. He's...
Oh, none taken, I'm a Sano.
He's terribly kind, but, I think, I don't know, maybe he just lacked someone else to be in charge.
Well, thank you again for your time.
No problem.
Sano's gonna put 5 gold on the table.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
It's also for earlier.
Oh, well, I won't reject that. I'm not sure I've given you my name. My name is Matorna.
Oh, Matorna, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sano.
Well, nice to meet you. If you're staying for a while in town, I'll be around.
I think we'll be around quite a bit.
It was nice to meet you.
You as well. And he's gonna, little twist and a spin, and he's gonna head for the door.
Corvus and Styrmir, you see Sano, making his way over to you guys, towards the door.
I'm assuming we heard a lot of that.
I imagine those conversations were happening more or less at the same time, but you both probably heard a little bit of both. Styrmir
turns to Corvus, talk to him.
Corvus,
Yes.
how good is your hearing?
Well, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not like I've been known for any exceptional feats of hearing.
If you could rate it on like a number scale, where would you put your hearing at?
Passively or actively?
Your ability to perceive.
Well, I don't feel like I have like a base advantage at hearing or anything. I do feel like I'm relatively proficient in different types of perception. So I'd say like genetically I'm probably like at a 10 out of 20, but I feel like I'm a little bit proficient in it.
So like a 3.
Yeah, like maybe like +3 if.
Good. When Tyban goes to his room tonight, I need you to listen to the walls.
Specific for anything specific or for any kind of movement?
Yes, for any sort of movement, for perhaps if maybe there's any discussion. Unlikely, but possible. I don't trust this Tyban fellow.
Well, I tell you what, I think I might have an alternate idea for that, but we can discuss that up in the room.
Right, you're right. Yes, touch the news.
And we'll probably start heading upstairs, part ways with Sano.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Stay safe out there.
I laugh as I walk out the door.
Safety.
Uh-huh.
Styrmir and Corvus, you guys head up to your room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we enter, I want to start performing the alarm ritual.
Well, you're getting a little ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
You head up to your room. And in the hallway, you pass by Scotty, who seems to be walking back to his room from the latrine.
Good night, Scotty.
Ah, yes. How did your conversation with the mayor go?
Fruitless.
Oh, that is such a shame to hear. My apologies.
Is quite all right. How did your conversation go? I believe we might have spoken about this briefly.
Yes. Well, we got the deal done. It costed a tiny bit more than it has in the past, but a deal is a deal.
Very well. Good night, Scotty.
All right. Good night. And goes in his room.
Mhm.
You go in yours.
Yeah. How many beds are in this room?
There's 2 beds.
Only 2. Pity.
How many do you want?
Were you expecting more?
There could always be more.
More doesn't always mean better.
Like
This room could be improved with more beds.
like the room be entirely beds? I mean, that'd be kind of fun.
Imagine it. You walk through the door and your feet emerges onto beds.
Wouldn't that get the first couple beds like kind of dirty?
Yes, those will be the mat beds. The ones that you wipe the dirt on upon entering the room.
That sounds like less of a bed and more like just a welcome mat.
Yes, exactly. Just for that bed. But all the other beds are nice and clean, well kept. Right,
I think we could workshop that, yeah.
Yeah, yes, we could. I'm going to start casting the alarm ritual, and you keep an eye out in case Tyban comes up to his room and do whatever thing that you said you had.
All right. Well, I might kick back and relax, and in the meantime, and I open up my coat and I pull out a small, little, kind of seemingly just a weird lump of glass, and I'm gonna like pet it a little bit, and it will start to come alive, and it takes the form of a little tiny dragon, a little tiny dragon-looking creature made of glass with like black kind of like starry gas like swirling inside of it.
Oh, that's quite a beautiful device you have there.
Wow.
Yeah, her name's Umbra. Say hi.
Yes.
I say that to Umbra, not to
Hello, hello, Umbra.
Now, Umbra.
You haven't
You could
called
just
to speak.
If you could just no, she don't talk much, but she can come get me if she sees or hears something. Now, Umbra, if you can keep an eye out for someone in the room next door, dark clad, angsty looking fellow, fingerless gloves. Come, let me know if you see him.
Oh, look at that little glass dragon.
Umbra gives a little nod,
Mm-hmm.
and then Umbra scurries a little off of you, and then gets down to the floor, and then flies a little bit away, and like scurries underneath the door.
Well, that should be that taken care of, and I take a seat on one of the beds, and I pull out my gun and just start like polishing it and inspecting it and stuff.
Why are you shoving cloth in your boomerang?
Well, you see, this here's the barrel. It's called of the gun.
Gun?
Yes,
What is that?
that's what I called it before.
Sorry,
it's-
I've never heard the name before. So
yes,
it's hard.
It's not exactly the most eloquent of names, if I admit, but it's not like I came up with it.
Gun.
Yes, it's very guttural. Gun, yeah.
Bun.
Exactly.
Fun.
Dangerous weapon from out east. They just invented it. Some old retired fart named Bergman, I believe it was.
Is it
Just recently created these things. Whiffs of their design only came around here in Lithia, and that piqued my interest quite a bit. So I, decided to make my own. From what I heard,
is it sharp?
What year is it?
No, but
Test it out on me.
it can.
Test it out. It's fine. We're about to sleep anyway.
Well, it has various effects. So here's a real interesting thing about these guns. So when I first heard about the design of these things, it seemed they shoot these projectiles, right? Similar to if you know the spell Magic Stone. It seems like they kind of do that, but over in Green Aria where they invented these things, they must have like runes or something ground into powder that they put in to fuel the gun.
Well, now I'm even more curious. Please.
Yeah, well,
test it on me.
I felt like that was, well, I mean, hold on. We need to understand this first. I felt that was quite weird and primitive, so I decided to make my own improvements to it, to the design of it. So, I mean, first of all, the first ones had like one capacity for like one piece of ammo at once. Like, come on. So, I decided to charge these up with 6 that you can load them up, and I have a variety of different types of ammo instead of just Magic Stone. I feel like you can put different spells into that than just Magic Stone.
So you improved it.
I mean, you could say that.
Yes, and I'm sure you can improve it even more. Yes, I see we're very much alike, you and I, Corvus. Now, please test it on me.
Well, I mean, hold on. So that's where I was getting. So, like, the way it works, I can cast more than just Magic Stone with this thing. I can cast, like, fire from it. I can cast, like, lightning. I can shoot acid. I can do all sorts of things with it. So if I'm going to test this out on you, I'm not going to try to injure you with it or nothing.
No, please, I insist. Corvus, listen. Nothing can be worse than the time my parents threw me in a snake pit.
All right.
You can only improve by trial. This is my trial, Corvus. Shoot me.
I suppose I've got some. They called them bullets too, which is weird. They're magic stones. They
do they have tiny horns?
They need to stop. I don't know what they're doing out in Green Aria, but they're called bullets. I don't know why they're named after bulls. But I do have some healing ones. So
it's because they charge.
No, Corvus, I don't want the.
You're not here. You are definitely not here.
I'm not.
Well, I'm just.
Corvus, those Healy ones sound absolutely fantastic, but I need you to shoot me with one that will harm me.
I don't just want to harm you, is what I'm saying. You're making you're putting me really in a weird situation. I mean, are you gonna like come after me legally if I
no?
Like, what is this?
Corvus, if I had to come at you legally, I would have to go after my parents legally. It's fine.
All right. And I just say fuck it, and I aim it at him, and I shoot firebolt at him.
I have a question. Is your gun loud?
Probably.
Was it like when it fires?
All right.
When you use it to cast stuff, is it loud?
So, with the context I gave, I'm clearly an artificer, and this is my wand.
Mm-hmm.
Complete misconception of what guns actually are and how they function.
Yeah, I noticed.
Corvus believes that they are magical devices and made one of his own. That being said, because they don't actually operate on gunpowder, it's runic. So like the bullets he makes have like runes on them that activate when the hammer like strikes them and like completes like a circle with them, kind of basically.
Sure.
So it's just casting the spell. So it's it just probably makes the sound of a firebolt whizzing by when anyone else were to cast it.
It would probably also makes like the clang of like pulling the trigger.
Yeah, but that's just a.
Yeah,
right,
Here's the thing. It's going to have to still be a roll to hit because Styrmir is going to attempt to dodge it.
Shoot me!
You're in a
Psych!
building, I think.
All right,
yeah.
29. No. What the fuck am I talking about? 24.
You hit.
Wow, you're real strong.
That's crazy.
What's up?
You hit.
Okay. All right. So, we're level 5, so that's 2d10. All right.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Okay, well, that's only 5 fire damage. What? Yes.
Yeah, so I collapse to the floor, taking 5 fire damage, and I'm like, oh,
Actually 10. I forgot to roll the other one.
I'm taking the 10 fire damage, and I'm like, oh,
If I was good enough, I would have been able to dodge it. Still so flawed.
I walk up to him. I turn the chamber couple, and I point it at his head, and I shoot a cure wounds.
Fantastic.
Impressive. Very, very impressive.
Well, thank you kindly. I tap the barrel of a gun against my forehead.
How much
As if I was pushing a hat up with it, even though I'm not wearing a hat.
Yeah, just in case, how much did that
how much
heal?
did
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
You're fully healed.
Cool. All right. Hopefully we don't get attacked in the night.
It's just one spell slot. It's fine.
Corvus, you are, sitting there, relaxing after, a little bit after that, and Umbra comes scurrying on in under the door, and flies on over to your shoulder. Stumbles a little bit, but lands.
What's going on, Umbra? You see something?
She points over at the wall, that is between you and Tyban.
Well, thank you much for your help. And I go over to the wall and I put my ear against it.
A knife stabs through it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you put your ear against the wall. Roll perception for me.
Ooh. 11.
You hear, those fucking assholes fucking coming in here, stepping in my turf. I'm finding that treasure, not them. Gonna kick their ass. I gotta get some sleep. I'm gonna head out way earlier. I'm gonna head out even earlier tomorrow, and I'm gonna get the jump on them. Yeah. I'm gonna get out there in the woods, and if they show up, I'm gonna slice open their throats.
God. I pull my ear away from the wall. I walk a couple paces over to Styrmir. Yeah, so he really wants to kill us.
Well,
sounds like he's planning to get up bright and early.
Perhaps we get up even earlier.
Yeah, well, I would recommend we probably get a full night of sleep, but
Yes, of course.
if we want to start hitting the hay a little earlier, we might be able to beat him out.
Yes, let's try. Hopefully Sano's getting rest right now as well.
I set Umbra up to keep watch, which that along with the alarm spell should be plenty.
Sano.
So I apologize, but I'm not going straight to sleep.
That's fine.
Okay.
What time is it right now as I walk out the door?
Well, it's after sundown. It's dark. I wouldn't say it's not absurdly late or anything.
But day's over for people. They're winding down.
Yeah. Day's over for people. Nobody's working anymore. People are either eating dinner or finished with their dinner. And, I'm sure there's some people that are already kind of going to sleep, but, people are still probably awake.
Is there anybody directly around me on the street?
No, it seems like everybody pretty much quiets down and does their own thing.
May I do a quick perception check to see if there's anyone looking out from the windows or anything?
Sure.
That is 19.
Yeah, I mean, nobody seems to be necessarily looking right now.
Wonderful. I walk back towards the mayor's place.
Okie dokie.
As I get close, I am going to wild shape into a spider, and I am going to make my way up to the building.
All right.
Are the lights still on?
The lights are still on, yeah.
Okay.
In the main office, they're off, but there's in that kind of side section of the house, there's lights on, and then there's also lights on the second floor.
Did it look like any of the windows were open? Up where any of the lights were on?
Upstairs, there's a window open.
Okay, I'm gonna start spider climbing my way up there.
Yeah, you climb up the wall.
Yeah.
As you start going up the wall more, you hear Redner and Margaret talking to each other.
I'm gonna peek in with my little spider eyes into the window and listen in.
Yeah, she's kind of pacing a little. He's sitting down in a chair with a book in hand, and she's kind of, like I said, yeah, she's walking back and forth, kind of circling the chair like a shark. She looks a little annoyed, I'd say.
Would you say I could reasonably hear them from here with the window open?
Oh yeah, you can hear them. What are those? There's too many people coming and trying to find the treasure these days, and I don't have enough time to go out there looking for it myself. I got enough business to do here in town. I'm sorry. I just think that maybe if you could take on a little bit more responsibility at the desk, then perhaps I could find some more time to go out there and look for it. just it's difficult for me to talk to these people sometimes, especially when, I'm not the mayor. Those people that came into town today, they were looking for you. Yeah, well, that's all just because you can't handle it. But if you could handle just a little bit more, Redner, that would be a great service to me and the town. Well, you handled them way better than I could. All this time, I've found ruin after ruin, but no seemingly way into some deeper chamber.
Sano was wrapped with this conversation.
Maybe we could use a little bit of outside help. I am outside help, Redner. In case you didn't remember, I'm not from this backwater town your family set up here.
Spider gasp.
I only agreed to fill this slot until I could find the treasure. Look, the more people that we involve in on this deal, the less of cuts, the smaller cuts that go around. I'm not looking, I don't even know what kind of treasure this could even be. Could be just like a small pile. I don't want to lose out on a year's worth of progress and all this work just to get slim pickings. Yes, but we might not get any pickings at all if we can't figure out how to find where the treasure exactly is located. Those guys seemed pretty knowledgeable. They were scholars, right? Yeah, that's what concerns me. It's people like that reading into books that end up start reading into other things. I don't like them snooping around town for too long.
Sano considers his current situation when hearing that. And then keeps listening.
It sounds like this group might end up taking out that Tyban fellow. Not like I really think he's gonna make much progress all on his own. Squishy little fellow like him. But, I don't know. Usually the larger groups make their way out of here fairly quickly. So hopefully they doesn't take them too much time to skedaddle. Sure. Well, I'm turning in. All right. Good night. Yeah, good night. And she walks through, presumably into her bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And Redner stays sitting there, holding his book open, and just kinda sighs, and then goes to reading his book.
Well, so Sano can stay in wild shape for 2 hours. He's gonna hang out for about a half hour, just in case this guy starts monologuing. But then after that, he's gonna leave.
He reads in silence.
So yeah, he crawls on back down, and then he's gonna stay as a spider just to make his way casually to the river, and then he'll reform back out of that when he gets close to it.
Cool.
When I get there, I'm going to use the survivalist feat so that I can set up my own alarm around the area that I decide to set up in.
That's very nice.
And then I'm gonna curl up in my shell and just plop over right on the shore of the water.
Okie dokie. So, next morning...
Oh, 1 second. If I may.
Yeah, sure, what's up?
Before going sleepy bye, I tell Umbra to wake me up
Before you go?
in a couple hours. Like a couple hours into sleep.
Okay.
And what I want to do is, once she wakes me up, and Styrmir and Tyban are asleep, I want to send her out into the hall, and I want to cast a light through her on Tyban's door.
Are you pranking him?
I'm stopping him from sleeping.
Oh, that is smart. Keep that fucker up.
I think he's supposed to be our first combat encounter, guys. We can't make it too easy. You let him sleep.
That's great. Okay, yeah. You do that.
It turns out that our first combat encounter is against a bunch of bears, and Tyban was supposed to help us, but he's too tired.
And then obviously have her come quickly back into our room.
You hear if you listen in, you hear some stirrings in the room next to you. some whinings.
And what I want her to do is every 2 hours I wanna, do this. Just wake up for a little bit, just cast the spell through her, and then go back to sleep. Light lasts an hour at a time, so he'll get like, an hour of bright light in his room, then an hour of an hour of peace, and then an hour of bright light in his room, and then an hour of peace.
Do you need to be awake every time she goes and does that?
Just to cast the spell.
And she scurries back, right?
Right.
So you do that the first time.
Right.
And then the next time you do it, she comes back and she starts tapping your face.
Okay. Like urgently?
Yeah, she starts tapping your face to get your attention.
Okay, I pay attention. I stir.
She waves her little arms and points over at the wall.
I put my ear against the wall.
You don't hear anything.
I take a peek out of the door to see what she means. Did she cast light on the door?
She did. The door is lit.
Mm-hmm. Is it open?
It's not open.
Well, what's the problem then? I say to Umbra.
She waves her arm again and then starts trotting in place on your shoulder.
Did he leave?
She nods.
Well, at the very least, we might get a head start on him. Unless you think that he was up to something nefarious.
I think he was annoyed.
She shrugs.
Well, good enough for me. And I close the door and go back to sleep.
All right, cool.
Hell yeah, I bothered him.
Cool. So you guys all wake up in the morning.
Cool.
Styrmir and Corvus, you guys got a nice rest.
Corvus.
Yeah.
Well, we should get out there in case Tyban hasn't gotten up yet.
I think he might have changed locations.
What makes you say that?
Well, as me and Umbra here were trying to disturb his sleep, he seemed to have got up in the middle of the night.
Ah, I see. Well,
at the very least, I think we might have at least a little bit of a head start on him.
Well, perhaps he's not very well rested.
That too.
Right,
let's go make sure he hasn't stabbed Sano.
Yes, let's quickly walk across the riverside to see if we can find Sano quick, and then continue into the forest.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, you guys head downstairs. You see Lorien putting chairs down, getting the place ready for the day, and she greets you for the morning. Howdy. Do you two sleep well?
Yes, quite snug.
Yep, like a baby.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear.
Yes, I'll have to give you my bedroom idea later.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing it, I suppose.
Yes, off we go, Corvus.
You guys head out and make your way over to the river, and you scout around, I suppose.
Sano. Corvus, you have to call for his name.
Sano. Hey, buddy.
Sano.
You guys are scanning the river, calling out his name, and you see a big shell. You see his fancy shell just kind of laying on the riverbank.
Probably just some slime coming out of it, getting washed into the river.
Yeah, a little oozy.
Good. Now that we're all together, I'm going to cast a mage armor on myself. It sounds like we're about to go into a dangerous forest, so I'm going to do that now.
Yeah, make sure to get extra around your neck, Tyban. You seem to want to cut our throats, so I've come to ascertain.
Yes, it appears as if Tyban plans to get the jump on us, Sano.
I'm pretty
talking to a shell.
Yeah. Dude, so alarm, I think, is a 20-foot radius?
You're the one with the spell assumedly
it's
written
a
on your sheet.
20-foot cube.
Cube, okay. Yeah, if they walk in range of that, I guess that goes off and wakes me up. But if they don't walk in range of that, I'm still sleeping.
You didn't exclude us from
No, I'm the only one sleeping out here.
It's true. Well,
yeah, what if we try to get him?
Yeah, I just met you.
I assumed when I said that thing to you I just did, we were right up on you, so.
Okay, yeah, then it probably went off.
Uh-huh.
And while the shell's still on the ground, my head just pokes out of it. Oh, hi. Good morning.
Yes, Sano, did you hear us?
No, I was sleeping.
Oh, yes, Corvus took a listen on Tyban last night.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Corvus, tell him.
Yeah, he was planning on getting the jump on us. I made sure he was plenty bothered in the middle of the night, so maybe we'd have a bit of a head start on him, but he really wants to kill us.
Have you seen anything out here in the woods during
No, I've
the
been
night?
asleep.
All right.
Well, good enough for me.
I'm assuming Sano's not gonna tell us then.
He starts getting out of the shell and just weirdly, just like, slurping out of this thing.
Yeah, you got a couple bugs crawling on you.
I guess I'm gonna activate a cantrip. I activate Primal Savagery, which makes my next melee spell attack do acid damage, which I imagine is just like me secreting acid. So I just do that and don't swing my arms and just acid all of the bugs on me.
Rude. They scree.
I like bugs, but not when they try and invade my home.
Feel like a lot of people share that sentiment.
Speaking of bugs and invading homes,
One time I had an insect swarm unleashed upon me. I was put in a room and my parents told me...
Oh, yeah, but I was about to ask if that was your parents.
My parents told me that if I came out without any bug bites that I would be improved. I was very flawed that day.
huh?
I think we're drilling down to the root of your psychosis here.
What do you mean?
Well, anyway,
It's not important.
Speaking of bugs and invading homes, I went over to the mayor's again.
Oh, how was she?
I didn't actually speak to them. I just listened in. So the mayor's after the treasure too,
It only makes sense.
but she doesn't want our help
Yes,
because then she'd have to give us some of it.
yes, she appeared as though she were a pirate.
I thought the same thing. Anyway, though, she doesn't know that we know, so we shouldn't tell her that.
Interesting. And I suppose that's one more we have to worry about in all this.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
How big is this river?
This river is a bit bigger further down towards the shore. But here through the woods, it varies a little bit. But it's really just a brook right here.
Mm-hmm. So, like, not big enough for, like, a small boat or anything?
No, I wouldn't say a boat would go down this river. I mean, it'd have to be very small, but it's certainly going up the river wouldn't have much going on for it. I wouldn't say.
Well, we're looking for ruins with pirate treasure. So, should we follow the river inland or go towards the coast? Everybody kept talking about the forest being dangerous, so that makes me think there's ruins that way. But at the same time, pirate treasures, they do like coves, right?
Well, it is a piece of a hoard. Yes, it's true, it's technically a pirate's treasure, but this pirate was a great dragon, and its hoard is believed to be kept elsewhere.
So somewhere that you wouldn't expect pirate treasure.
Yes, and like I said, this is a piece of that hoard. However, this piece got here might be unrelated to piracy, exactly.
So either way, we should go inland more.
Yes,
Well, I say we follow the river for now. What do you think?
the river could be quite nice.
I like you, Corvus.
Seems to make sense to me.
Now, Corvus, you followed this river mostly southward on your way in town.
Right.
At least for the last, I'd say, like, day or so of your travel.
Uh-huh.
So wait, will
So
we
I guess
be
it
going-
depends on if we're going more southward or not.
Well, wait. So
Yeah, well,
did he come from the north or the south? Sorry.
From here, it runs northeast. Corvus has been following it about for the past day or so when his path kind of met up with it.
So it goes northeast. Does it also go southwest, or is the source of the river here?
The river runs downstream from up northeast down to this town, and then it continues south from here.
Oh, okay. Which is towards the coast.
Yeah.
All right, and then we want to head more inland. Okay, I see.
And Corvus came from the north.
Yeah. Well, I've been following that direction coming into town for about a day or so, and I didn't see anything sticking strictly to the river. But if we wanted to branch out a little bit, that might be a good idea.
Perhaps we head into the woods, more away from the river then?
We should still use the river as a landmark, but yeah.
Yes.
Yes, alright.
So just to reiterate it right here, Sano's plan was to follow the river to its source.
We have just as much knowledge as anyone else in this town, it appears, on this treasure. Apparently there's ruins about, so I suppose that following the river to its source couldn't do any harm.
I just personally had a thought.
Uh-huh.
We know some people have been out here searching around for a bit. Can I start kind of wandering around? going like a little bit north and then coming back a little bit south, looking around, maybe trying like you said the river's pretty thin here, right? Can I just like walk across it right now?
Yeah, you could hop across.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna search around and I'd like to do a survival check. I'd like to see if there's any like old or even new from say Tyban if you went out really early, generally in the area like tracks and like old paths that people have walked.
I have a question as well. How far out of town are we right now?
You guys are like right on the edge of town.
Okay.
Like the river runs a little bit through town, but mostly
I just
on the
realized
edge of
something that might be useful. If possible, could I run to a shop quick and see if there's maybe a pearl worth like 100 gold? I have the identify spell, which
identify you usually use on a specific item.
Yeah. I'm saying that could be useful later.
Oh, I see.
Considering we're looking for specific objects that if we find something that might, it might be important.
Well, roll a perception.
Okay.
check.
Should I do that survival while he's going around?
Sure.
I got a 10.
I got a 15 because I rolled a 4.
For Styrmir, you get the impression that this town would not have a store to purchase an 100,
Yes.
a pearl worth.
Yeah,
of
that makes sense. Well, unless we run into valuable pearls on the way, probably never going to use that spell.
As for Sano,
Yeah.
as you look around, you don't see any tracks from Tyban. You do see what looks to be crocodile tracks,
Okay.
kind of near the riverbank, and then leading like outward into the forest.
I
But
take note of that.
the path. It seems like most of the paths traveled around here are on the dirt roads leading in and out of town. It looks like there are certainly creatures that move around here fairly frequently, but it's hard to say that there's like one path that more people are taking, and you certainly don't see Tyban's tracks.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got some big scary stuff that went this way. Not too much else.
Do we follow
So-
the scary?
Well, just from things I've never seen one before myself, but a crocodile, I think that's what this track looks like.
Interesting. What's a crocodile doing here? Does this look like
the kind of place that would have crocodiles?
I mean, it's a forest. It's not like a swampy area, but I would say it's fairly humid here. I'd say it's a warm area. I would say it's kind of weird that it just walked into the forest out of the river. Like, it makes sense that it would be in the river, but...
Do you guys want to follow it? Maybe we'll find something. Or it.
Yes. Why? Let's do it.
I'm not sure if it'll be psychically linked to any ruins or anything, but it might be a quick detour.
Well, I'll be honest, I just want to see a crocodile. And if we find some ruins along the way, then that's just great too.
Fair enough.
Yes, let's do it then.
All right.
You
All right.
get another wild shape.
Should I roll survival to keep following these tracks?
Yes, please.
16 plus 11. 27.
Your face is in these tracks, You can't lose them. They can't get away from you.
Sano's excited.
Look at him
Yeah.
go.
You two are just following behind Sano as he's like giggling, following these tracks.
Quite impressive.
I have Umbra flying around the skies, like above us, but just keeping her eye out to see if she sees anything that looks like ruins in the distance as we're
Sure.
following this crocodile.
I'm going to mend
Does Umbra have
any leaves we walk past that seem to be broken.
Umbra does have
That's very nice
perception
of
if
you.
that's what you're about to ask.
Yeah, does Umbra have stats for perception?
Yes.
Cool.
So I can roll a perception check for her if you want.
I can't wait to fight in Tyban, like stuck in a tree, surrounded by crocodile.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. That's a smooth 24.
Okay. You guys are walking along, following these tracks, and Sano, I don't want to say lose the tracks, but the tracks lead you to like this very small crevice in like the side of like a rocky hill.
Oh no, I've lost the tracks. I guess I head up to get a better look around.
So you start climbing the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
While you're doing that, Umbra comes on back down to you, Corvus, and she starts waving at you.
Hello there, girl.
And she starts pointing up in the direction that Sano's going, and then back behind the way you guys came.
All right. So let's play charades here.
She nods.
There's two. Is there two different things or one thing that you're trying to give me coordinates to?
She holds up both her hands.
All right, two different things. All right. So is one of them a person?
She nods.
Is that the one from behind us?
She nods.
Oh, perhaps it's Tyban.
Was it short, dark, and edgy?
She nods.
Corvus, perhaps we should set up an ambush for Tyban.
Yes, that sounds good. Now, for that direction, is there any ruins over there? Or?
She thinks, and then she nods.
I go faster, even though I don't know that.
Like she thinks about like maybe that's what she saw.
Or at least something of interest.
She nods more assertively that time.
Well, thank you very kindly. Was Tyban relatively nearby us, or do we have a bit of time?
She nods at the first, when you started that statement. Yeah.
Okay. Hey fellas, sounds like we got company coming in hot. I agree, Styrmir. We should maybe try to.
It is a little hot out.
Wait, are we still near the river?
You can hear the river somewhere around you, but you're not like next to it. You don't see it, but you hear it in the distance.
Somehow lead Tyban towards the river. I could either gust of wind him right into that thing.
Actually, can you do me a favor? Can you roll perception for me?
Who?
I guess all of you could.
Oh, okay.
11.
22.
17.
Just Sano then.
Oh.
And that's probably because he's, climbing these rocks. But as you climb these rocks, Sano, you hear, Styrmir below you pushing him into the river. As he's saying that, as you're climbing upward, you hear the sound of water ahead of you.
Ooh.
Like separately from the sound of the river. There's flowing water somewhere where you're headed.
I excitedly hop, skip, and slither my way up there.
Styrmir, Corvus, you guys see Sano, rushing up those rocks.
He doesn't tell us what's up there, right?
Well,
So
I
I'm
look excited, and I occasionally look back and like, come on, like waving them on.
Well, hang on, Sano. We're trying to figure out a plan for ambushing Tyban.
But there's
Well,
stuff.
maybe if we hurry a bit, we'll have another minute or so to prepare.
Yes, let's rush up this, and then maybe there'll be more advantageous. We'll have the high ground.
Yeah, we can't lose if we have the high ground. That's just the physics.
I slink my head over. What do I see?
We'll start heading up too.
Roll investigation for me.
Ooh, I'm not good at that. That's a 9.
You kind of get near the top of this hill. A lot of foliage and stuff in the way. You can't really see. You can't really see where the sound of the water is coming from.
So I hear it, but I can't see it.
Right.
Are the others almost up here?
Yeah, they're climbing up right behind you.
Hey guys, so I haven't seen crocodiles before, but they're good at biting and keeping hold of things, right?
Oh yes, very large chompers.
Do you wanna? I can help you guys be a little less grabby if you want.
Oh?
It would improve your chances of not being grabbed.
Yes.
Is that a thing we're worried about? I have never fought a crocodile before.
Well, if you only had to do it on one of us,
I can do it as many times as I want.
I see. I just know that should I get grabbed, I have a way. I have a very misty way of getting out.
So is that a yes or a no?
Would this have any cost to you? Should you do this?
I think just like an action.
Oh well.
Matt, I think
Weird thing to say, but should be on your sheet.
What do you got?
it's funnier if I just do it.
All right.
Yes, no, both of you.
Why are we fighting a crocodile?
Well, we
again?
might. I don't know. Are they angry?
Are you about to puke slime on us?
No, not puke.
I didn't.
Oh,
Well, I don't know what we're gonna fight.
I mean, you said you just wanted to see one, right?
Well, yeah, but aren't they angry? Aren't they big
Well,
angry things?
should we also think about this Tyban ambush? I don't know how long it's going to be before he shows up.
Is he gonna
Well,
grab
maybe
us?
both these problems could solve each other.
As you guys have gotten to the top of this hill, Umbra's like strainingly pointing, like continued forward,
Like for us to keep going, or just to look that way?
like to keep going.
Slather in me slime.
I slurp both my arms down Styrmir and you now have a thick coating of mucus covering you.
Right on top of the mage armor.
And anything that tries to grapple you will have disadvantage, but you also have disadvantage on all charisma checks.
Wait.
This lasts for an hour, or until you take a bath.
Well, there's a river, so that's fine.
I raise both of my arms at Corvus with a smile.
After hearing Styrmir say that, I pat the gun in my coat, and I'm like, I think I got a way might be able to take care of that quicker. Yeah, slime me up, baby.
There you go.
You have been sufficiently slimed.
We did it. We slimed ourselves up before an encounter.
Exactly, boys.
Yeah, that was the whole point. What do you think I'm playing a snail?
Let's do it. Slime ourselves up.
I head that way that the dragon told me to go.
Yeah, Umbra keeps pointing.
I go.
Yeah, we go.
Roll investigation, all three of you.
Damn it.
I'm good at that.
That's one
shit.
of my best.
I rolled a 17, so that's 18.
23.
That's a 16.
You guys start walking along, and Corvus, you stop yourself right before falling into a hidden pit.
I got a 23.
No, I know. I'm saying
Okay.
he almost walks straight into it. You two notice it, and Corvus almost falls in.
Corvus, watch out.
Whoa.
Hold on.
All
You
this,
said a hidden pit?
yeah. So there's all this kind of foliage that, for some reason, blurs your vision of this larger hole
This is a
that
trap.
is carved around.
Wait, this is good news. Instead of gusting Tyban into a river, we could gust him into this trap.
What? Wait,
what?
Okay.
So if you guys look down into this pit,
Yeah.
you see it's not just a pit. You look down and you see this flowing water that is coming from somewhere underneath the lip of where you're standing. That's flowing down into this kind of circular garden area with these stone pillars surrounding a square altar in the center.
I want to go down there.
Even better, we gust him into the pit, and that pit goes into water. Oh, yes.
Well, there's water. There's flowing water around this altar here. There's the water flows down from above and then circles around.
Is it like a sheer wall straight down to this, or is it is this a hole that curves into a larger cavern thing?
Yeah, it's a hole that kind of, from where you are, it goes down a tiny little bit and then protrudes outwards into a larger cavern. Like I said, you're kind of on the top of the lip of this thing.
I really feel like before, this seems important, but I really feel like we should take care of Tyban before he comes and sees this as well.
Should we call him over?
Call him over? No, I think the idea is that we ambush him. And
Sano climbs into a bush.
Yes.
Can I roll stealth?
Yes, roll stealth.
15 plus 2, 17.
Cool.
I climbed into a bush next to me.
We still need a plan, Corvus.
Could I have Styrmir and Corvus roll stealth as well?
Yeah, we'll follow suit.
14.
16.
Guys, how did I roll highest? Come on.
I'm rolling
So-
decent today.
So Sana ducks down into a bush, and as you two take a moment before joining him, you guys see down into the pit. You see something move out of the water, slither kind of.
Didn't see it!
Well, slither and kind of step out of the water and up onto the pedestal, and it looks up at you. You see this green dragon, spread its wings.
Now, when you say green dragon,
Uh-huh.
are we talking adult green dragon? Or what are we talking here?
Well, it seems to be, I believe, let me double check real quick. You see a medium-sized green dragon.
Oh.
So maybe not too old.
Okay.
I want to fight it.
Not something you see every day.
I want to fight
Yeah.
it.
Oh, how exciting.
And it sees you too.
Hello.
We might want to get to hiding.
I knew a captain that was of your kind. Not personally.
Styrmir, we might want
Well, hang on. I've
to
never actually seen a dragon in the flesh. This is exciting.
Yeah, well, if it's gonna rip someone apart, it should be Tyban.
The dragon gives a strong thrust of its wings as it raises itself up and looks to you two.
I give a bow of respect.
It growls in return.
All right, let's hide.
Well, it's above us now, right?
It's still below you, but it's airborne now.
It's
Yeah. We're diving.
Wait.
behind.
It's
This
coming.
is gonna be. I have a crazy question. So it's in a hole, like it's down through the hole, right?
Yep.
Can I cast Gust of Wind just above the hole?
To what end?
What do you wait?
In what direction? Like downward to be like stay down, or like to?
I suppose downward. Yeah,
Sure.
I cast Gust of Wind downward before
Uh-huh.
before it comes up here.
Okay. Cool.
You're just gonna make him more mad.
You cast Gust of Wind, and you it gets pushed back down to the ground, and it like lands despite it was flying moments ago, and it looks frustrated at this action as it looks up to you in anger.
I imagine Corvus pulls us off to dives and pulls us.
We're diving into some foliage,
And it
and
coughs up a little bit of poison as it glares in your directions, looks like it's ready to pounce.
as
the
as
Gust of
soon
Wind
as-
remains.
As soon as we get into some foliage, right, and at least we feel like we're hidden, I take out my gun, I load a special bullet into it, and I shoot it into my hand, and it shoots out another gun. It's like I shoot this special bullet into my hand, and it like like in Marvel, like Civil War, when Tony Stark's in the plane, he puts his finger and like the suit like grows onto his finger into the suit. It's like that, except it just grows into a gun.
Your boomerang sprouted another boomerang.
Just it'll help.
Holy shit.
All right, then that's the session.
We did it.
Hey.
We guys,
trouble.
we did it again. We did another whole session without comp.
Yeah, but there's not really going to be any escaping combat at the very start.
I'm excited. Yeah.
I've used 2 spell slots.
That's your fault.
One
Hooray!
one for mage armor, so that's useful. And now we have a Gust of Wind like going down this hole.
I'll slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun. Congratulations, you found something. Found a pit with a dragon in it. It's gotta be something.
Seems important.
As you do.
So yeah, once again, thank you guys for joining me for playing. Michael can be found at the Golly Rogers Twitch.
Huh?
Where can you guys be found, if anywhere?
If anywhere, at Summon Circle on Twitter.
I'm currently not active on much social media, so it wouldn't be worth plugging. So I can also be found at Golly Rogers on Twitch.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for playing, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks for DMing.
It's a lot of fun.
Whoa!